guys, Hannah here. I'm so sorry that I haven't been vlogging recently. I've just had so much stuff going on with uni, but I want to really try and get back into it. A really quick big thank you to all my subscribers that subscribed since I've been away. I've got over 100 subscribers now, which is really good for a starter YouTube channel, and I'm really happy about it. So thank you everyone who's done that. Also thank you to everyone who's emailed me. A lot of people have emailed me. So if I haven't emailed you back yet, I am going through those emails, and they're all really nice emails, so thank you so much for emailing me. If you want to email me, hannahbarlettauthor@gmail.com, please do. Sorry I'm talking quickly, but we've got quite a lot to get through in this, what do you call it? Episode? No, not an episode, but this video. There you go. We've got a lot to get through in this video. This video is going to be focusing on expulsion, suspension from school. So they use the term, I think, suspension in the US when you are temporarily taken out of school because you've done something wrong. In the UK, that term is called exclusion. It's called temporary exclusion. If you're taken out of school because you've been bad or done something wrong. And in America, no, not in America, in the UK, sorry, the permanent exclusion is when you get excluded for good and you don't go back to school ever. And in America and a majority of other English-speaking countries, I think that's expulsion. But I don't know. But I think that's why I call it suspending, because I think people know it more of suspension than exclusion. So in the UK, the National Autistic Society has got some really good statistics on the fact that a lot of people with autism are excluded compared to the general population of students. So you are more likely to get excluded or suspended if you are on the autistic spectrum or have another disability such as ADHD or, you know, other things like that that may affect your behaviour. So I actually left school, oh my gosh, how long did I leave school ago? I left school 2011, so that was, oh my gosh, that's quite a long time ago now. I don't know, 8 years ago. So it'll be 8 years ago in June that I left school. No, 7 years ago, sorry. 7 years ago in June that I left school. I was actually permanently excluded from two schools. One when I was in year 10 and one when I was in year 11. And they were both because I got so obsessed with a person at the school that I pushed my boundaries a bit, and they were like, oh, we don't want you here anymore, go away. So I was permanently excluded twice, and I have been temporarily excluded probably more times than I can imagine. But I wanted to share some with you guys to see if you've had similar experiences, or you know someone that has had similar experiences. So I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible, because no one likes a long video with me chat. So I'm going to try and make it as short as possible. So number one of the reasons why I got excluded was I sent an inappropriate message to a friend online. This was back in 2008, and I just turned 13 years old. But even though I just turned 13, I had a lot of mental health issues, with depression, anxiety and obsessive behaviour. I've had this ever since I was 12 years old. So even though I was only 13 and I was very young and immature for my age, I think that's why people were so shocked that I had such bad mental health issues. And I got excluded for that because the girl who I sent a message to brought it into school, because her mum was like, oh, take it into the school, show the teachers, show them what a crazy girl this Hannah is, just, you know, shoot her down. So she brought it into school, and the teacher was like, oh my god, she said that? So they told my mum I wasn't allowed back into school until I had a doctor's note saying that I was fit for society, basically. Number two, I got excluded for, this is jumping about a bit, this is when I was in year 11. And this was 2011, January 2011, I was in year 11 in my last year of secondary school. And I'm not going to go into it. Basically, I did geography as a subject, but I didn't want to do it anymore. And when you're in England in year 10, year 9, you get to pick the subjects you want to do. So you have the core subjects like English, Maths and Science that you have to do, but you pick extra ones. I picked geography, history and I forgot what the other one is. I had 3 anyway, I forgot what the other one is. So I didn't want to do geography anymore because I was failing all the marks. Not because I was bad at it, just because I obviously didn't write the exam, the mock exam, how the geography teacher wanted me to write it. So I was like walking around the school trying to encourage teachers to let me drop geography. Like, please let me drop geography. I really hate it. I'm not going to get a good grade in it. It's just going to bring your school performance rates down. And it was the end of the day, and I went to see the head of special needs, who was shit. And she, I got really angry. Not really angry. I just got a bit stressed out with her, and she had a carton of milk on her desk. So I grabbed the carton of milk, and I said, I will spill this all over you if you don't let me drop geography as a subject. And I started to open it, and you know what, I was just going to chuck this milk in her face. And then she came over and she like tried to grab the milk off me, but the milk came all over me, and I really hated the smell of it. Like, I was really sensitive to the smell of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you've got milk all over me. And I was just like, I'm going to kill you. So I was getting a bit aggressive, fair enough. But then, so then she grabbed me like this, one hand like that and one hand like that, and she tried to get me out of the room by grabbing me hard by my wrists. And this is illegal in England, like 100%, and it should be even more frowned upon if it's used with a child with sensory needs, like I was. And as soon as she physically was trying to push me out, and as soon as she got me out, she let go of me, and I pushed her like that. And I never pushed anyone before. I'm never, ever physically aggressive. I was only probably physically aggressive with her because she grabbed me by my wrists. And I don't like people touching me. I didn't like her. I definitely didn't like her touching me. So she was just like, yeah. And then I got temporarily excluded for physically assaulting a member of staff, even though she technically physically assaulted me first. But they don't care about that. I was punished, and she's probably highly commended for her work, yet we both use physicality to try and sort out the problem. But, you know, that's how it was. Number 3, another physical incident that didn't actually happen. I was really, really obsessed with this person at school at the time, and my head of year, he was sort of had to always stand in the middle of us to try and get me from, you know, trying to speak to this person, because I wasn't allowed after a while because I was just so fixated with that person. So I was trying to get down to this person's classroom to speak to them because I was obsessed with them. And my head of year, he like sort of stood in the way, and he was like, you ain't going nowhere, you turn around, you go out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, what, mate, I ain't listening to you, I don't like you. I want to go down and speak to that person. Get out of my way. And I had a long history with my head of year. We fought quite a lot, and he was a bit of an odd person, but we won't go into that because that's for another video. I don't want to name and shame. So yeah, I was trying to get past him, and I just like sort of stormed. I was like, oh, sir, you're so annoying. And I stamped my foot down and walked off. And later on I got a letter saying I was temporarily excluded for physically stamping on a foot of a member of staff. You know, I did not step on that guy's foot. I will admit to anything. I am not the kind of person to lie to cover myself up. If I stamped on his foot, I would say that. I did not feel his foot under mine. I don't know what his game was, but he got me excluded for no reason. But of course everyone, even my mum was like, it's alright, Hannah, you can admit that you stepped on his foot, it's fine. Even now, she's like, you know, you really lied about stepping on so-and-so's foot. I was like, no, I didn't lie about stepping on his foot. I did not step on his freaking foot. And then I came in 3 days later after my temporary exclusion and got excluded again by trying to do the same. But I didn't step on any feet this time. Number 4. So this was at my secondary school when I was really obsessed with this person. Hang on, this person keeps on coming up. Basically, I was mainly excluded because of my behaviour towards people I was obsessed with, as you probably gathered. Probably every exclusion links to this person somehow. So I was excluded in, I think it was about May 2010 when I was in year 10. I just turned 15. And I saved a photo. So I was on like the school computer, and you know they have like my documents, my photos. You can save it to your user on the computer, and I saved a picture of this person I was obsessed with. And I don't know how it got out, but I was trying to print something. I went over to the printer, And there was a thing printed out, and there's a picture of the picture that I'd saved, and it said Hannah was looking at this on the 25th of May 2010 at whatever time it was. And I was just like, what? But someone had been spying over my back that I was looking at the photo, and they took it so seriously. Oh my God, they nearly cried about it. I was just like, it's only a photo, and it's not, I didn't take it myself. The photo was on the school website. All I did was put it on the school website to my documents, which is still on the school server. So actually, it didn't really matter. But they were like, oh my God, she saved a picture, she's senile. And I wasn't senile, I just like this person a lot. Story of my life. What am I on now? Number 5. Let's round off with number 5. I've been like temporary excluded a lot of times, but I'm trying to pick the most prominent 5 times. So this was towards the end of my time at my second secondary school, and I was walking down the corridor, and I'd been very, very obsessed that day, and I told people about that, but people didn't give a shit. Like the support staff, I had a statement, special educational needs, which in the UK is now the ECHP plan. I might have got those words the wrong way round, and I had 25 hours of support. So that meant that the government or the council or whoever does paid the school to provide me with 25 hours with a support worker, but I never got that. And they were none of them understood autism, and I have quite complex autism, as you probably can tell. So like no one understood. So I've been telling this support worker, as I used to call her, about my obsessive behaviour. She's like, oh, just get over it, get on with it, Hannah, no one cares. Pretty much that's what she said. So I was really annoyed. I sort of stormed out, and the person that I was obsessed with was walking towards me. So I went towards her, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I bumped her like that. Not like aggressively, but I just sort of half walked into her and half, I don't know what I did, but I just did that with my arm. And then I got excluded again for elbowing a member of staff, and all I did was half walk into her. So there are 5 times I have been temporarily excluded from school. So please guys, if you've been temporarily excluded from school and you're autistic, please comment below. I'll be really interested to hear what you guys are excluded for. You know, on a serious note, there's so many things wrong with the British education system when it comes to the treatment of children on the autistic spectrum. I really hope it's got better now. Like I said earlier, I left school 7 years ago, it'll be 7 years in June. I really do hope that in the last 7 years things have really improved for autistic children, and they're putting more money into training people to help children on the autistic spectrum, and thinking about other ways to help children rather than excluding them, because excluding them does nothing. As you probably know, I kept on coming in and doing the same thing. That's why I kept on routinely getting excluded. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment, subscribe, like, blah, 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 blah. And if you really want to, you can email me. No, not if you really want to. If you want to, you can email me. Like, it's not a chore for me to read them. I really enjoy reading them. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!